XRP has seen its fair share of volatility in the last few days, and while we have seen a bit of a move to the downside, but support is currently being found on that 200 hourly EMA. The question on everyone's mind right now is that 200 EMA going to hold the support, or are we going to see a bit of a breakdown from here? I'm going to jump into the charts today and take a look at the technical analysis on XRP, sharing my thoughts and opinions as to where I think that price action is heading. As I get into today's video, if you do find it useful and informative, smash that like button. If you're new, subscribe to the channel. Let's take a look at what's going on here with XRP. So here, this is XRP paired up with USDT. We're on the 1 hour Binance chart here. And if I turn all of this analysis back on, in the last video that we did on XRP, we were talking about the idea of going short. You can see that we're in profit on this idea right here. And we want to be very mindful that actually, although we are finding support here, and for the most part, we are likely to see a bit of a reverse to the upside, this short here actually is probably one that we're going to be looking to close off. Now, this is a risk reward ratio of 1.89. We know that typically I like to go for kind of 1.5s, which actually would have hit profit right here on the 1.5. Okay, so we actually saw this really quite close move to the downside, and you can see it only really just hit that 1.5. I like the 1.5 because typically, more often than not, they do get hit rather than kind of getting stopped out and things like that. So this is a great move that's going on. We are in an interesting point. Now, the reason that I think actually we might be better off closing this short position and reanalyzing the chart is that we do see a complete move to the downside here and support on the 200 EMA. So my expectation is actually that we actually start moving back up into the higher ranges, and we're going to break out of our kind of lower high situation that is going on here. So for me, I think that if I was still in this position, I would be looking to come out of it. Okay, so I'm going to remove that from the chart. We can see here that we are in lower lows and lower highs, but this is actually a potential bullish break to the upside that we're actually analyzing. Now, our structure to me appears that we have the ability to kind of think about this move to the downside being complete for XRP. And coming in right on that 200 EMA. So to me, it looks like we have kind of finished those moves to the downside. Okay, it looks like this with a WXY. I'm just going to put it in there. And then we're looking for this next move to the upside. Now, momentum is not the best supporter here. And so we want to be aware that although we can, of course, see this move to the upside, the momentum isn't giving us the idea that we're going to be looking for fantastic breakouts. Our relative strength index is also lower than the 50 level here on the 1 hour time frame. So the 1 hour time frame is giving us a little bit of mixed signals. Now, the volume has completely dropped off, as you can kind of see here as we've pulled back. So again, it shows there isn't a huge appetite for selling into this move. So I am still thinking that we are likely to see a move upwards, so the upper trend line. If I go ahead and draw in those expectations, and the reason why I would close that short if I was still in it is I do see a potential move out towards 59.19 to 59.48. I'm going to go ahead and draw a yellow box area right inside there, and just like so. Okay, now what would I be doing? I'll be looking to go long on XRP's price action. I'll be looking to kind of come in here in and around this kind of price. If we take current price and we put the stop loss lower than 200 EMA, giving it a little bit of breathing room, because obviously we are in lower low situations here. We can't rule out the idea that we just push down and then kind of liquidate those positions before we rally, but we will be looking for 1.5 on the risk reward ratio, which puts it around here. So hypothetically, we would be looking for an entry around the 58.18 with stop loss around 57.46 and take profit of 59.26. However, and the reason I said hypothetically is I think we're going to have ability here to come in at a better price. Okay, so I do see the market giving it a bit of a wobble before we go into the longs, and therefore we can do is actually give ourselves a little bit more breathing room here on the stop loss and target out a little bit lower on the kind of take profit. Again, risk reward ratios are 2.15. We could even arguably pull this all the way down into this range here with an entry around 57.9, stop loss at 57.3, and take profit at 58.8. Okay, so to me, it looks like a long position is what we're looking for. We are going to be kind of really quite aggressively kind of looking at that and that potential move up. And speaking of trading, we've got some fantastic offers and exclusive bonuses for the cheeky crypto community, courtesy of the Blowfin exchange. As you can kind of see here, the whale campaign 2.0 is now in full swing. So on top of the usual kind of benefits that you get of getting up to $10,000 of deposit and trade rewards, depending on how much you deposit and obviously trade on the platform. They're also now giving you the opportunity to get your hands on a Model 3. There are several different prizes up for grabs from Blowfin just for signing up using the link in the description down below and trading and basically depositing and trading on the platform. It's quite straightforward. So if you're a trader, this is a fantastic opportunity not to be missed out on. As you can kind of see here, we have the Apple Watch SE. This is for trading volume above 3 million, which sounds a lot more or it sounds a lot more difficult than it actually is. The volume is take a volume, which is only considered. The rewards will be sent within 2 days after the end of the event. Prizes will be distributed in equivalent USDT after the event ends. Each user can only get the reward once based on the highest trading volume during the activity period. 10% cashback, the amount transferred into the futures account minus the amount transferred out of the futures account. Obviously 10% of that. And you have the bonuses as well on there. So some fantastic things. As you can kind of see here, as we go up to 15 million in trading volume, you get the Herman Miller chair. You then obviously get a camera here, the Canon EOS R5 at 25 million volume. 50 million will get you a travel fund of $5,000. If you're into your bikes, a Kawasaki Ninja 650. This is for a trading volume above 100 million, and of course the Tesla Model 3 with 300 million in trading volume. So this is a fantastic opportunity to take advantage of everything that this has to offer. So this runs until October the 4th. Why don't you go ahead and check the link in the description down below and sign up to Blowfin and start actively trading and start bagging yourself some of these fantastic deals. Now we are in higher highs as we zoom out of this just a little bit and higher lows here. So we are still thinking that maybe there's some kind of diagonal pattern going on inside this kind of final fifth wave movement that we're tracking. So we want to be aware that, yeah, we are still looking for those moves up a little bit higher. And that's kind of where we are with this one right now. Good move up, a little bit of a kind of choppy move to the downside here, showing us that we are in a corrective pattern. So the next moves are bullish ones to the upside. As long as we remain above the 200 EMA, I'm not terribly too concerned. Obviously, we can have these fake out situations, but if we start seeing some negative closes lower than the 200 EMA, then we might want to kind of rethink our longs. But for the most part, I do suspect we are looking for big breaks to the upside. And those breaks to the upside are going to be coming up more aggressively. If we go ahead and take a look at our structure here, we are going to be looking more towards 60 to 62 cents or 62.5 cents. Okay, so I don't suspect that that's going to be a straight run. And of course, the diagonal pattern that we're monitoring could potentially be overextending above and beyond that, but it gives you a bit of an idea as to kind of what we're looking for here for XRP's price action to finish off this pattern here. So on the 1 hour time frame, lots to play for, looking pretty good. We obviously did get that short in at the right time, would have taken profit off the 200 EMA if we were still in it. If we are still in it now, I would still be looking at closing the short position and reanalyzing the charts. Wouldn't want to hold into a position where I still see upward momentum here in place on the 1 hour time frame. So looking good. Okay, so let's roll this up into a daily time frame. On the daily time frame, we are of course retesting that that higher trend line, and we are still in lower highs on the daily time frame. Although we're looking for a break to the upside, I suspect that we are not likely to really break up into new daily higher highs. Now for us, we are going to be looking at a break above 63.1 to really get a bit of a turn on the market. That's going to be where we can really say in a bit more confidence that we are, looking for this bull market kind of, well, say bull market, but this bullish break to the kind of 75 to 85 cents that we've been talking about. Okay, we still suspect that there's this wobble in the market due, and we are likely to see downward price pressure at some point. The only question becomes, do we hit the 75 to 85 cent target beforehand? Elliott wave theory tells us that's where we're heading, but it doesn't tell us whether or not we are complete with the corrections and just looking for the next upward move, or whether or not we have to come down one more time before rallying. It's a little bit inconclusive. Anything above 63.1 though does give us a little bit more of a bullish ground. The relative strength index has corrected just outside of the overbought range. So again, it's not overbought technically, but it has so much momentum to the downside that we do need to be concerned about that. Doesn't prevent us from rallying up to the 75 to 85 cents though, so we want to be mindful about that, but it does indicate that it's going to be a big move to the downside at some point soon when it comes to XRP's price action. The only question is trying to time that, which can be quite difficult. Turn the relative strength index on from the stochastic and you can see that we are in bullish momentum to the upside. This is an area that we've been rejected from a few times though, so we want to be a little bit mindful here. There's no divergences being noted from the relative strength index. We are above the 50 level in bullish territory, and so we can still see the run to 75 to 85 cents as long as the broader crypto market allows for that. Our volume profiles are decreasing here, so again, as we've pushed up, volumes have dropped. It shows that there's weakness in this, so we aren't really seeing a lot of buying activity or a lot of selling activity going on for XRP. So we want to be a little bit mindful that actually, although things are looking positive, there isn't a huge amount of demand in the market right now. So again, this comes from liquidity being a major issue in the market. So for the most part, everything's still very much on track for these runs to the upside, but I suspect we've actually got to take into consideration another move to the downside, and it is going to be a pretty serious one in my opinion. Do I think we're going to lose the 38 cents? No, I don't. Do I think we're going to lose the 43 cents? It's possible, so we want to be a little bit mindful about that. It's possible that we do in fact lose that kind of area on this kind of correction. If we do, it will lower our 75 to 85 cents target. Okay, but if we break above 63.1, that's a positive. And if we can break above the actual swing high at the 65.86, well, we can be more confident that we are seeing the breakout towards 75 to 85 cents. And our bearish structure that we were considering as a kind of issue in the market would be put to bed, as in we wouldn't have to worry about it. Okay, so although it doesn't negate other kind of structures appearing and emerging and basically taking us down, the structure that I'm concerned with that kind of retests out those kind of 50 to 45 cent levels would basically not happen under the way that I would have it visioned out here. So it looks good. We haven't got terribly too many concerns. XRP is kind of tracking quite nicely. We've got some small time volatility on the smaller time frames, and we've got this larger, bigger break to the upside that we've been monitoring for quite some time. So all in all, XRP is behaving as expected. What do you think about the price action of XRP? Are you as confident or not so confident on that price action? Let me know in the comments down below, or join us in our free Discord server. We would love to hear from you. And if you haven't done so already, guys, check out the video just over here. It's not one you're going to want to miss.